The Legacy Experience has been brought to you in part by Sage, Cortland, Islander Precision Fly Reels, Suffix, the world's most hardcore fishing line.
On today's show, I'll be covering the famous Bob Clouser fly patterns that have revolutionized saltwater fly fishing for multi-species in open salt waters. I'll also be covering leading-edge strategies for searching and locating new waters to find early season northern coho and chinook in rivers inlet near Legacy Lodge.
Today we'll be talking about one of the most effective flies ever designed, and that's the Clouser minnow. Oh, I just love these fish. It looks like the northerns have moved in. We're starting to move into mid-season fishing. It's towards the end of July. About my favorite time when the big northern silvers start coming in. Absolutely fantastic. The waters we're fishing today are around Calvert Island, and the lodge we're staying at is Legacy Lodge, which is kind of a key base off Darby Channel. Oh yeah. Oh man, it's definitely one of the best spots in the world for saltwater fly fishing. I don't think Bob Clouser could possibly know how one fly pattern could be used by so many fly anglers in salt water for so many different species. Simply the most unique, versatile fly that can be used on dry lines, 175 grain, 225 grain lines, right up to 400 grain lines, tied with that perfection loop so the fly can articulate. That tide's really starting to push now. You can see how fast this boat is moving against the shore. That is a magnificent fish. Absolutely unbelievable. You think this is mid-season. You know, that fish will be another 10 pounds by the time he hits September. Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. What a beautiful fish. Big silver salmon on the fly. You can see that Clouser minnow. Unbelievable fly. We'll cover all about the different Clousers today for saltwater fly fishing. What an amazing fish. There's the Clouser, and there's the stinger. Let's let this beauty go. There he goes. And as you can see, I've added a piece of 12 to 15 pound Suffix Invisalign to a very small Gamakatsu octopus black, and it's perfectly measured to the end of that fly so that any short biting, they've got a tendency of missing the hook. They're going to hit this stinger hook every time. I'll tell you, that little stinger on the Clouser is the most effective tool for landing, getting your landing percentage up. Isn't that a beautiful mid-season coho? And which hook got him? You can see the little Gamakatsu octopus stinger in a 4 or 6. Go as small as you can comfortably go. See, he missed that big hook completely. When you're searching for salmon, the ability to see them leap or move or anything, that is the first indicator always. Because salmon, with the exception of Chinook, especially with silvers, they really do give themselves away. Just you see them leap or smashing bait or the birds crashing down. There's that stinger. Oh. There he is. Just by the little stinger. There you go. See you, buddy. You can just see these Bonaparte gulls that have been smashing down off this leading point. And in saltwater fly fishing for salmon, that is my #1 favorite to find them. When you find those birds and they're smashing down on bait, even if they're hovering around an area like they're doing right here, you know there's anchovies in there. And that is what we're gonna do. We're gonna head right in there to where they were smashing the surface. You find the bait, you'll find the salmon. I'm able to use these leading points and the tides and flows to my advantage for the fly line, so that that fly line isn't whipped to the surface in the currents. I'll show you what I mean. I'm gonna get on the bow of the boat, and you can see behind me that leading point, full of kelp, full of bait fish. Well, you can see from this leading point the way the current flow and how fast we're actually moving. If I cast the fly up here, that fly is gonna swing out of the zone. But I'll show you a technique to make this extremely effective. So I just take the line, get my 24-foot shooting head, just simply 1, 2, 3, and I punch it out, and I'm leaving it. Notice the current is pushing us along the line. As it hits this point, is sinking down into that 30, 40, 50, even 60 feet of water. When I come around, when this line swings around, I'll be pulling it right through the shelves and the bait down at 60 feet, just at the tip of the leading point. You can see these beautiful, gorgeous little bays holding kelp between two leading points, setting up. Oh, there he is. And just utilizing this wind drift. When you've got the luxury of the wind blowing, you know, it's not even 2, 3 knots. It's moving the boat in such a beautiful manner that the strip is just ultra slow. This one is an absolute reel screamer. Having to point right at him because the minute he hit, he's just peeled. Well, you can see all the backing. I like using the line as drag in the ocean current sometimes, just to keep that hook in place. Look at this reel net. Oh, it's a big northern. Darn. I wish I'd have known that. I might not have started this battle. Unbelievable adrenaline pumping salt fly. It is nuts. Oh, I thought I was happy once. I was wrong. Unbelievable. Salt fly got into my blood when I was shown it back in 1996 with Barry Thornton and Jack Shaw in the revered waters of Clayoquot Sound, which were the absolute epicenter of saltwater fly fishing. Where we are, these are, in my opinion, the new revered waters. 20 to 40, 50 miles around rivers inlet, and this is the Great Bear Rainforest. Okay, one more spin around. That's what I love about these Scout 17.5s. They're a custom boat for saltwater fly fishing. It's great that you can actually lean over. Unbutton you. You cheeky thing. Oh, man. Sometimes you gotta bury that rod in the water, man. They don't always. Whoa. Look at them. Out to open sea there. You think how powerful these salmon have to be and the distances they travel from the Aleutians. Coming right by these pristine waters. Oh, he's coming my way, yeah. Stay on him, stay on him. Whew. Look at that. Glorious fishing, man. Absolutely glory day fishing. Turn him in. Oh yeah, Sally. No. Oh, that's putting on a show. Completely around the boat 3 times and heading out to salt water. Love you, baby. Look at that fish. Twice around the boat. Wow. There he is, coming right. Unbelievable. Big bright salmon on the fly. There you go. Rainbows on a shoal, nice silvers on the Pacific. These saltwater species, they go and they don't stop. Oh man, unbelievable battle. This one we might just get a quick look at him. Send him on his way. Come on, baby. Two of the owners of Legacy Lodge. I am having a great time here, and this saltwater fly fishing is absolutely unbelievable. I know you guys are 5-star, everything about Legacy Lodge. Coming in here, the beautiful bay that you land in the Grum and Goose, incredible. Tell me a little bit what you guys consider the Legacy Lodge experience.
You know, I've spent a lot of time going up and down the coast. I've been to a lot of lodges, I knew some of the things that I had wanted. So when I found Rivers Inlet, which is the first place I really fell in love with, it gave me the calm water, first of all. I wanted to provide boats that were a little more adapted to this area.
You guys have owned Legacy Lodge for how long now?
10 years. It's our 9th full season with guests, and we had one friends and family season before that. So it's actually our 10th year.
So, as I say, the fishing here is unbelievable. The experience is 5-star. Tell me a little bit about what viewers can expect. They come in a Grumman Goose, 5-day trips, 4-day trips. How does it work?
Our planes fly on Thursday and Sunday, so you'd either come in on Thursday and leave on Sunday, or you come in on Sunday and leave on Thursday.
You guys had a dream to build a lodge, and we're looking at it behind us. This is Legacy Lodge, 5-star.
You know, it's much more than just the fishing. The fishing is exceptional, but
It's a real people business.
Right.
It sure is. It sure is. And the people love being around the whales every day, like you've experienced the last couple of days, and it just seems like every aspect of the things that we loved was here, and we wanted to share that.
And you handpicked this location.
We did.
There was nothing here.
No.
There was just this beautiful bay, and you had the vision.
Correct, correct. And we really wanted to share that with people. That's why we keep it small. You know, our trip sizes are only 20. We could easily expand that, and we're not going to do that. We enjoy that size, and it feels like a family. Most of our groups really bond while they're here. They create friendships that, you know, have lasted.
Right. People come back on the same trip every year.
I appreciate you having me up, and thank you for getting me into this phenomenal saltwater fly fishing.
So you're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks,
sure.
Johanna. These dual loops, they are just amazingly simple to hook one end of the running line to your backing, and then the other end of your shooting head. They're all loop-to-loop connections. So no more of those nail knots needed. And that just goes to your tapered leader. And at the end of your tapered leader, we attach with a blood knot to 12-pound Suffix Invisalign. But here's the really cool thing that we've done today. If you take a look at this sparse Clouser pattern, one of the most famous flies in saltwater fishing for multi-species. In British Columbia, first of all, your barbs have to be pinched. So landing these fish can be tricky. A simple way to fix that is to add a piece of fluorocarbon. This is 15, that is just rigid enough to keep that black Gamakatsu octopus, number 6 or number 4, keep it nice and small, and you have it tied in right to the end of the flash tail. So any fish that short bite are going to get that hook every time. Our leader material is in the same Suffix fluorocarbon, but in 12. And you could fish anywhere from 12 to 15, and we're using the Duncan loop or the Perfection loop, so we get that fly articulation. I don't think when Bob Clouser designed this fly, he'd realize how important this fly would become in saltwater fly fishing. You look at the adaptation of flies, even into Crazy Charlie patterns for bonefish with the weighted eyes. Everything becomes an interpretation of this to get the fly down. The flies that were successful today that I like using, specifically Clouser minnow patterns, in the weighted, in the barbell eyes, you can see this was the hot ticket today, which is the gray under white with flash tail. Occasionally the blue or white. The green has been really successful with the bead shade interpretation instead of the weighted eyes. You can see where we get an Adepcon epoxy. Again, still a Clouser pattern, a little bit larger with the loop so you can add a stinger. But notice in the loops you get on these flies how far it is away from the end of the fly. For a short biter, that's not as effective as the fly technique that we've done today of adding a stinger right back at the very back portion of a sparse fly, down to the blues, the purples, and whites. That's the selection of Clouser patterns that are a must for any saltwater fly angler. I hope you've enjoyed seeing the saltwater fly fishing that we've been doing today and the incredible Bob Clouser minnow, how effective it is. If you get a chance to get up to the pristine waters of Rivers Inlet, this unbelievable 60-mile stretch of paradise nestled off the Great Bear Rainforest. We're staying at Legacy Lodge. Unbelievable. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
I hope you've enjoyed this detailed episode on saltwater fly fishing for salmon around the pristine and calm salt waters of Legacy Lodge, located in the heart of the Great Bear Rainforest. Once you take up this exciting sport and go in search of silver salmon on the fly in open salt waters, it will take you on a journey to some of the most pristine ocean fly waters on Earth and remind you that just to be in these surroundings with the ocean's constant reminders of just watching what nature does right in front of your eyes is often the key to success and this sport's greatest joy.
The Legacy Experience has been brought to you in part by Sage, Cortland, Islander Precision Fly Reels, Suffix, the world's most hardcore fishing line,